these off while I talk to you because they glare in the thing. I've been trying to get better at wearing my glasses. Am I doing a good job? Probably not the best as I'm taking them off. Anywho's, I've got to get better at this vlogging thing also. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages because I've been vlogging on TikTok and it's just been hard to keep track of in terms of pulling my camera out twice to film the same things. So I'm sorry about that because I probably have not been prioritizing you. I want to jump on here and talk to you about a few books and things. I've been doing quite a bit of reading. So what should we talk about first? First, we need to talk about this. This will be out by the time you're seeing this. This is Nova Scotia House by Charlie Porter. Oh my goodness. Penguin Press sent this to me a few weeks ago. So I didn't pick it up for a while. This is set during before, during, and after the AIDS crisis, and it is poignant and magnificent and urgent in its prose. And Charlie Porter does a beautiful job of dancing between the past and the present and telling us this story about a man who named Johnny who has lost his lover. He was 19 at the time of meeting him. His lover Jerry was 45, and it talks about the last few years of Jerry's life as he succumbs to HIV, and it made me sob. I entered like a depressive episode sort of for a few days while I was reading this, and I just couldn't bring myself to read more than a few pages. I'm still lost for words. I feel as though a little bit more eloquently. I started a Substack, and so there's a full review there if you want a more precise review of this, but I would appreciate it if you go and like that. But yeah, Charlie Porter is magnificent. I'm loving this. This is his first piece of fiction, and I think you're really going to like it. If you're watching these videos, it'll be up your street. Second thing I want to talk about is the London Review of Books. Get a subscription to it because even if you don't read them, I feel like I read the last issue, volume 47. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is volume number 5 of 47. March 20th edition. I haven't read any of this. It just arrived. But look at the cover. There just are, even if you don't read them. I did read the last issue. I read the Anne Carson essay, which was fabulous. But look at that cover. Like, does it not look really cute? I feel like it's a good accessory, if nothing else. And I carry it around for the week of arriving because I feel like it makes me look cool and mysterious. Reading now, I've got 2 books on the go, but I'm also just leaning into one and then I'm going to pick up the other properly. I'm reading Paris or Die by Jane Tuttle. Now, this is the book that my boss wrote, and it details her life after losing her mother and running away to Paris to join a theatre school, an acting school, and it's fabulous. Has it made me want to run away to Paris? Yes. Is it so hilariously funny? Yes. And I think you guys will really like it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's the easiest, like, light-hearted read. I just find myself laughing, and just I feel like you can really see Jane shine through in this, and so definitely recommending that. I'm listening to it on audio as well as reading the physical copy, and it's signed, which is very cool. Kick the Latch. Yes, I got Kick the Latch. Finally, this is by Kathleen Scanlon. This is a Daunt Books edition. This has been on my list for so long. Everybody was reading it. In particular, it was Benjamin Journal's top read, maybe of 2023. And ever since then, I've been on a hunt for it, but it's been impossible to get in Australia. Ignore the dogs. Until I saw it in the bookshop that I work at. And of course, I picked it up. I started it, but I was really liking it. So I just wanted to finish Jane's book and then I'll come to this one because I just want to devote my energy to one at a time at the moment. Just working a little bit better for me.
you ever get the feeling where you just feel like yourself in an outfit? That's how I'm feeling right now. I have my Clark Wallabies on and some brown socks and blue. It's just my favorite colors. I'm just feeling happy, and I'm also feeling lost. It's hard because, yeah, I just feel a little bit lost. I feel like I need an oracle. Anyways, it's Sunday. I've been reading Marta. I've been really enjoying it. I've also been yearning for poetry. I've been obsessed with Patrick Otuma. If you know who he is, I've been listening to all of his podcasts and the Poetry Unbound section On Being, which is a podcast. And I've just been loving his poetry and just poetry in general. And so I feel like I want to finish Marta so then I can really sink my teeth into some poetry this week. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, I think. Read Marta. I'm also really loving Marta. I feel like it's lived up to the hype. Also, I went to see Bridget Jones last night and I loved it. It was just like a cute British rom-com. It was everything it needed to be. I went with one of my beautiful friends, Maddie, and it was really nice. And then today I'm going to see Small Things Like These with my mum. The cinema's an hour away because that's the only place that's showing it at the moment. So we're going to trek down to that and I'll let you know my thoughts. I'm getting on my knees for you. I just opened this beautiful new jacket. When I was in Paris and throughout Europe, all I wanted was a chalk coat, but none I tried on fit me the way exactly I wanted to. And so a Melbourne-based brand has brought out a chalk coat, and I saw it and I tossed and I turned about it because I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to be the perfect fit, but we have it here and it fits like a glove. I don't know if a jumper is going to fit underneath. I think it should. We'll give it a try, but I'm so happy I waited. Sometimes good things come to those who wait, I guess. Today I'm going out to do some content shooting with my friend's mum's brand. She owns a knitwear brand, and we're going to be shooting some Sophie scarves, which I think are super cute. And I have a bit of a vision for what we're going to try and achieve, so very excited for that. Anywho's, I have a few things I want to open. The Paris Review has been set to be sent to me for months now, and it finally arrived, but they were meant to send me the winter issue. That's when I subscribed. That's how long ago it was. And I emailed them like weeks ago being like, where is my winter issue? And they're like, it will be coming in the mail. It hasn't arrived, and I've been sent the spring issue, which I'm not mad about. I just hope that the other one didn't get lost in the mail. Oh my golly gosh. People who have the Paris Review tell me, do you actually read it, or is it something that sort of just sits there? I think I'll take licks from this. I think it could be interesting. I don't know if I recognize any of the writers in here, but I think actually, yeah, I'm going to read this. I'm definitely going to read this. Does it count towards a reading goal? Let me know. Andre Usserman. Oh no, that's an ad. Anyways, very excited about that. And then I also just received my issue of the Paris Review. These come like every second week or something, which I love. Let's see what the cover of this is. I try to not look at what is there before it comes to me. But this has Judith Butler's Executive Order 14168 article in it. So I'm excited to read that. Last night, and for 3/4 of the book, I didn't really understand the hype, but then the last bit, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I thought it was sublime. I liked it and I adored it utterly. But anyways, Marta, I get the hype. I understand it. It blew my mind. I didn't catch on. If you've read it, did you catch on to the plot twist before it happened? Because my little mind didn't. This morning I've been reading lots of poetry and feeling lots, which is nice. But
This past month has been full of love and inspiration. The days feel the same, yet they're so full of abundance. I've been enjoying the nature of the days, the waking up slowly, the having my coffee over a Substack in bed with the puppies, and I think it's easy to forget how lucky we are when things seem to be staying the same. But I've been trying to find those small pockets in my day, those small corners for myself where I can romanticize everything that is my life. Moving back home at the start felt like I was failing, but beginning in a field that I'm passionate about and being around people I love have made this all so worth it. I guess you could say this is some sort of a love letter to March, but I also think it's a love letter to the beginning, and for that I am extremely grateful.